back if you're just joining us. We are rounding up a conversation here with the Kalasha winners, both George and Sabina. Sabina, there's something that you touched on earlier, trends. Talk to me about the trends within your industry. First of all, the fact that now drones are allowed, despite the charges are a bit crazy. Could we be seeing a bit more of that within the creative platform? Virtual reality within movies, or rather how we can get to watch a few of these films through virtual reality. Take me through a bit, maybe some of the trends.
Okay, trends. What was the first one before virtual reality? You said?
The drones. Now the usage of drones.
Drones is the licensing is the problem. I think because you pay like 200,000 and I'm not going to pay 200,000, you know, in order to fly a drone. So people honestly they do it illegally. So it's secondly, you get somebody who has a license and talk to them, and of course they're going to be so expensive. So for us, we just get the footage. Like for Mombasa, we get some of the people who've already shot in Mombasa, file footage. The ocean, nini, a little bit of that we used in ours. So other than that, VR is also coming, like 360, not coming, it's already here. Like for us, we've also partnered with Black Rhino. They're the people doing VR in, I think, East and Central Africa, and they're in Kenya. So we're working on a film, and the trailer of the film will be in 360. So that for us, we wanted to do something like, you know, when I want to tell you, watch my movie, and then I give you a CD, or I don't have anything to show. But if I tell you, watch my movie, you can watch the trailer, because it's just a gadget.
360.
You wear the gadget, you walk around, you see, oh my gosh, I'm here, and you'll want to buy the movie. So I think that's one way we will use 360 for our production, but there's other ways, you know, because 360 videos are used for short things. Like you can't watch it for over 15 minutes, you know, it'd go crazy. So, yeah.
John, for you in animation?
What trends are there?
Yeah.
Or just general trends?
Just general trends.
The trends in animation has basically been the same for a long time.
Right.
Which is family-oriented stories, things that have broad appeal, targeted to children, but adults can watch it, and like a good message behind each film. I don't think that has changed for a long time. Where there's more experimentation and such is now in the short films and in the indie film scene. Yeah.
Do you think the Kenyan market is sensitive towards animation film, more specifically animation filmmakers here in Kenya?
Yes.
Do you think so?
So the animation film in Kenya hasn't really taken off. In terms of like actual animation, it's mostly used in adverts and other related things in media. But like a film, there aren't a lot of examples, so it's hard to say exactly how it's adopted. And it's because animation takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and since there's no the market isn't like begging for animation to be made here. So I guess people put their efforts elsewhere where they can make more money. Yeah.
Paint for me a bit more of the challenges that you, especially now that you're a newcomer here, a few of the challenges that you feel that, you face and you are like, whoo. Yeah.
This is the at first is when it dawns on you how hard and how much work it is. At first you're like, okay, it's not that bad. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. But once you get into it, you're like, okay, this is the mountain, it is really tall. Yeah, and then now you decide whether you want to go at it or not. There's obviously hardware challenges. You need like a really good computer to run some things, but I've managed. And obviously techniques and learning about these techniques. The really good techniques that are used internationally in Hollywood, so they won't really tell you for free. Yeah, and sometimes they won't even tell you flat out, because it's how they do their industry. It's like what sets them apart. It's how they compete there and in that industry. So you have to find your own way. You have to carve your own path. There isn't like a set tarmac road. Like, do this, you'll get here. Yeah, it's more of find your way there. And then you have to carve your own path. You get some tips here and there. You get some people who are more experienced gives you some tips, but in the end, most of the things you'll have to figure it out on your own.
So, and what about for you, Sabina? Are your challenges different from him specifically? Because you two, yes, as much as you're in film, you're in two different categories. And the fact that you've also had a bit of experience with animation.
I think animation, the challenge mostly is just the money and then the time, because it takes so much time to render, to create and all that. I think Communication Authority right now is looking for, advocating for kids content. So at least maybe if we can have animation for kids, maybe something like that. But another thing, a challenge like for us in TV production, you see, like I can even use a very good camera for like 15,000 per day and hire it. But the normal productions, I can probably afford the camera for 5,000. So such things, but something else that I think is also a trend for those people who are starting, so that you don't have to face these challenges, is using your mobile phone to film. I've tried it, and it's like if you're just doing your first project and you finish school, like you want to do a 7-minute film, you can use your mobile phone, a very good Samsung. We've done it. The Kalasha has a mobile competition right now, so maybe I'll win and come back here again. But you know,
so you can shoot a film with using your phone and then also
edit it, and you know, make it look nicer with in post-production, do graphics,
there was
special
even a
effects.
film that won Sundance that was completely shot on an iPhone.
Oh, wow.
Even in NTV, which station is this? QTV, which was closed down, yeah? They used to have a show which was sponsored by, I think it was Nokia, and they had shot it with a Nokia phone. So if the mobile people would just say, okay, we want to sponsor this show, shoot it with a mobile phone, you can do it.
I've picked a lot on what both of you are saying, that animation takes a lot of time. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I did hear, like, for example, Nemo in Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
His character alone took them, is it close to a year?
Yes.
To make him?
Yeah.
I think because he was the main character and they really had to get it right.
And there was an octopus as well. So
yes.
like the technicals, it would take them so, oh my goodness.
So long, yes.
So time is of essence.
Yeah, it takes time, yes. It's not a rushing field.
Right.
Yeah, things take time. My model took 3 months and it's still not up to par, like international wise. And when now I get to the like deformations where like when she smiles, the wrinkles, the things like that also adds up. Yeah, because you have to create all these things.
Yeah, because you know, like our show is, like I said, the first episode is the hardest part. But imagine in an animation, everything is a first episode. Like she moves now, she's gone into the village. The village is a new episode.
It's a new environment, new houses.
A new friend.
You have to model everything. You have to texture the wood. You have to light it.
Yeah, she smiles. That's a new thing again.
Yeah.
So animation takes a bit longer. That's why you find like some of these movies, animation, that are animated related, take quite a long time for them to be released.
Around 3 years.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
So now, John, you're gonna get to go. Is it to France?
Yes.
For the one of the international film festivals.
Yes, it's called MIFA.
Okay.
It's like a film and TV market, but basically just for animation. It's like one of the biggest animation and VFX conferences in the world.
I'm sure you're excited.
Yes, very.
And what's next for you afterwards?
So right now, the point of going to MIFA is to get it produced and the exposure and all those.
The networking.
And the networking and all those things. So mostly it was the point. The reason I made this film and made this film the way it is to show that these things can be done. It's not magic. And if a Kenyan, working on it in his house after work, can produce things that can like compete internationally, yes, with basically zero budget there because it was just me, yes, how much more can, if there's support and need for people like me and in this industry, because people think that we can't do this, or in Kenya we can't do it, but the reason we can't do it because no one wants to carve that road.
What support would you like to see, John?
So right now the Kalasha thing they started, which is really good, because I wouldn't be here and this film would have this much exposure if it wasn't for them. So this is a good step, yeah. They're funding pitches. They find pitches that are good in the TV, in film, and animation, and then they fund it and they give you support. This is a good step, and also basically, this is a good step. The support that we need is basically encouragement that you can do this, yes. And then 2, nurture good ideas, nurture good stories, and then when it's fully fledged, then fund it.
Sabina, for you, what's next?
What's next is I just have to do me. You know, like you said, it's just so many challenges. Like, even if I think we've done so many things. There's so many talented people. Like you see him, nobody knew about him, and he's done such a great thing that even the established animators, you know, are like, oh my gosh, you know. So I think the challenge is even the bodies which govern film, you know, the KFC. Like now, you see, they've given us this. This is such a good step, but we want to see this going on. Like now I hear there was a beef going on. They said the prize money is 500,000. Now for the mobile, now they want to say, I don't know, it's 30,000. So like if you're going to start on a good path, let's do it. KFCB, Ezekiel, let them work together, communication authority and all that. And even the private sector, because like in Nigeria, that's how they've grown, because the private sector invests in their movies and all that. So for me, I can only do my effort. The rest is really, it's the surrounding around us which will really push us forward.
All right,
I also like to add, the responsibility now is mostly, again, on us, like on me and Sabina and the guys who on film, Kenya Dotrix, because they will use us as an example. Yes, when they're looking for more money, yeah, either from the government or their stakeholders.
Yeah.
In that they'll say, this is what we gave these guys, this is what they made, look how much they've done. Yes, now give us more.
Right.
So there's also a lot of responsibility on us.
On your end.
Yes, because this is the first time they've made this competition for the pitching. Yeah.
John and Sabina, thank you so much for your time and congratulations. I wish you all the best. Yeah. Could we see more of the animation films and all the creative works that you're doing, especially here in Kenya? And like you said, help, you know, pay people and help them, you know, pay their rent. So I wish you all the best, both of you. Sabina and John, who were the winners of Kalasha this year, just giving us a sneak peek into the industry and what's next for them. So remember